Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys. This message, it comes from a voice note that we received on Wednesday, then we posted here on this channel. Then our dear listener said that the voice note was not clear enough, so we did a narration. So the message that was sent to me by one of our admins who listened to the voice note and did a narration reads like this. Good morning, African brother. My English is not good, but I will try. My confession is about the church that I attended. I decided to go to the capital so as to live with one of my sister. So when I went there, I wasn't having a church to attend. I then decided to search for a church so as to attend each and every Sunday. So one day as I was passing, I saw a church. That church was so quiet, and outside I saw that there was a name that was written. The name that was written outside of that church was Church of Jesus. When I saw the name Jesus, I was really happy because the church was so nice. So I decided to start going and worship with them. One Sunday, I decided to go there, and they started their meeting at 9. They received me. I met the brother who was standing at the door, and he gave me a place to sit. And the meeting was so quiet. They were putting their offerings, and the members were given water. This water that were given to them was water with bread. Because I was new, I didn't take some. After we closed the meeting, I then went outside and I was given a chair, and I was introduced to the missionary. He took my contact so that he will come and visit me where I stay. So they started visiting me and I was learning with them. They gave me a book. My brother, I will tell you, it was not a normal book, but it was a satanic book. So when they gave me that satanic book, they told me to read it in the evening. So when I took that book, I didn't show this book to my sister and the other people that I was staying with in the same house. In the evening, when I entered into my room, I then started to read that book just before I would fall asleep. I read it until I was tired, then I would sleep. So my brother, when I was sleeping, I saw terrible things in my dreams. In my dreams, I was somewhere like I was in a 2-room and nobody was there. And I saw 2 coffins, and the 2 coffins were burning, and the fire was so hot and the coffin was burning, and I was standing in the middle of those 2 coffins. And when I woke up in the morning, I was so tired and I was so scared of what I saw. But the missionary remained faithful. He was coming and teaching me and to become their member. You were supposed to be baptized if you wanted to become their member. So I decided to be baptized and to become a member of their church. So when I decided to become a member of their church, they started to give me some responsibilities in the church so that I cannot run away from them. So I was faithful to them, and the leaders of the church said, "My brother, you have to prepare, for we want to send you on a mission." So me, I didn't know anything about those missions. So because I was their member, I accepted that I will go. So I started to prepare. Then the church was the one that paid for my visa. But before I traveled, they then sent me somewhere. It was a very nice place, and people who were living there were rich people. And my brother, as for me, I was someone that was just coming from a very poor family. So from that time, I started to see that my life was changing because I was now eating very well. I was living with the white people, and sometimes we'll be having like a brother who was one of our members who was in charge. So we started to learn before I was sent outside of the country. We were supposed to learn how the missionary was supposed to be and remained faithful to them. They started to teach me. I was not the only person who was there, for missionary lessons were so many. So that brother who was in charge told me to be prepared to go to the temple. So when I was told about the temple, I was so happy because I had never heard anything about a temple. One day, it was in the morning, I was taken to the temple. When we reached that temple, it was a quiet place, a very quiet place, and everyone who was at this temple was wearing white clothes from head to toe. And that brother told us to enter into that temple, and he said that we had to remove our normal clothes and wear their white clothes. My brother, I had never seen such a sacred place like that temple. We were told not to talk out loud. We were supposed to be very quiet. I remember they then sent me somewhere where I met a man who said that you are here to make a covenant. And what I tell you is, from today, you will be given a new name. And that name, nobody is supposed to know it. Even your friends and your family members, they are not supposed to know it. He took oil and anointed my head with the oil and do some prayers that I did not understand anything from what he was saying. And when I finished it, we went somewhere again. In that same temple, there was another room, and we went into that room. After we had entered into that room, we sat there, and they started to show us a meeting which was like a ceremony, and we were shown the way that we were supposed to greet each other. I began to see that I wasn't at the right place after we were shown so many satanic signs. Whilst we finished that ceremony, my brother, when we went out of that temple, I was so powerful. I couldn't eat because of the feeling which I was feeling. We went back to the hotel which we were staying, and we prepared to travel, and I was given my passport, and we went to the airport. We took our flight. My mission was in Ghana. When I reached there, there was a missionary who was already waiting for me there in Ghana. I was given the bank card. My brother, I was born in a poor family, but that day I was given a bank card that I was supposed to withdraw money each and every 2 weeks so that I can buy some food. Then they gave me an instruction that the money in the card were not supposed to buy clothes with it. I was supposed to use the clothes that I came with from my hometown until I finished, so as to save my years. And I was not supposed to share the money with anyone, even from my family members. I was not supposed to buy a phone or a computer with that money. I was only supposed to use this money on food. That was the instruction that I was given. My brother, I am telling you that we were treated like slaves. We were living in an apartment. We were supposed to go out to do the missionary work. We used to do this missionary work from 9 a.m. and come back home at around 8 p.m. It was not easy in Ghana because the sun is very hot. The sun in Ghana is just too much. We will be walking around and come back to the apartment feeling very tired. It was not easy, my brother. And when I completed my mission, my clothes which I came with were no longer in good condition. Then they took the bank card which I was using to buy food every 2 weeks, and they didn't give me anything. They told me to prepare to go back to my country, and I took my luggage at the airport. I don't know how they paid my visa. My brother, after all that I did, I was never given anything. That church belongs to some American people. Sometimes I think that maybe those Americans, they just used me. And the things I forgot to tell you is that when I was there, when we reached 1 year in Ghana, I lost 2 of my family members. Sometimes I feel that I am the one who caused their death. These people just used me for nothing. Even sometimes I feel like I lost everything. I have no food to eat. Things are hard. That's why I come to tell people to choose the right church. When they sent me back to my country, they never said anything. I am just suffering. I am 29 years old. I have no job, no money, nothing. This is my confession. I want to share with you so that you can share with your listeners so that I might get help. I live in DRC in Congo. I need prayers. Before I traveled, I was living a better life, but now I am stuck. I have tried everything, but it is not working. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us as a WhatsApp voice note, but the WhatsApp voice note was not clear. Then as you, our listeners, asked that I should do a narration of that story. Strange things do happen in this world.